Kowalski can't take a punch, but he can definitely throw a punch.
He can definitely get punched.
That's right. Kowalski can get punched. Welcome to Torg's Day Night. Kowalski Gets Punched edition. No, I guess not. Tonight we're starting a brand new arc. We are starting the arc, the Diamond Armaments. But before we get into that, if we do this at the start of every arc, we're going to introduce our players, we're going to introduce their characters, and give you a brief overview of Torg, because who knows, maybe this is the time that you on YouTube or Twitch decided to click watch and don't know what we're doing. So Torg Eternity is a role-playing game where our Earth gets invaded by several other realities. Well, not so much our Earth, but an Earth if John Wick was a documentary as opposed to a fantastical movie. And so this high-action hero Earth gets invaded by several other realities that called cosms, which overlay themselves over our world. So essentially, the 99 point whatever percent of the people forget that they were ever part of Earth. They now believe they are part of one of these other realities, as the High Lords in charge of these realities strip mine their hope and their possibility. Except for Storm Knights and Stormers, people who can, for whatever reason, carry a part of their reality with them. We are following the Faites five such Storm Knights, and we're going to start with Kowalski over here. Ben, please introduce yourself, introduce your character, and tell us what you love about Torg.
My character is Kowalski Banzai. He is an 80s action movie inspired techno-demon aspirant who broke from the rest of the techno-demon hive mind? No, not quite a hive mind, but techno-demon hierarchy to pursue a heroic future and save Core Earth and possibly Darkhold. Also, he apparently doesn't have a soul because techno-demons don't have souls. So at some point, he's going to want to be a real boy. So we'll figure that out.
Things to torment Kowalski with.
That's a list?
Yeah, it's a list.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you got it.
Probably my favorite thing about Torg is basically how truly unexpected each session is. You have no idea what's going to happen. The right roll, the right card, Zorba does something, and then the whole game is different. So, yeah.
Other Ben, or Restar Ben, or just Brother Block. Introduce us to your character. Tell us what you love about Torg.
Bonsoir, mes amis. Je vais Brother Block en anglais. Hi, everybody. My name is Brother Block. I am the tank of the team. I'm a Cyber Knight from the Cyber Papacy, which is sort of the Matrix meets medieval style, Nightfall-esque. Oh, is the Pope in France? Or, oh, is the Pope in the Vatican? Oh, there's too many popes. That kind of thing. And a little bit of Tron tossed in on top of that. I'm the team's tank. I have a big giant hammer. And my favorite thing about Torg is that any reference you can think of is probably 85% of the time acceptable in Torg.
Yeah. Below, or to the, I believe, left of Brother Block is Gabe, who played Zorba Aladdin. Introduce us to your character and tell us what you love about Torg. And it is Torg's Day Zero Earth element.
Zorba is a B-list actor from Core Earth,
But now an A-list actor.
who found when the Nile Empire invaded that his movies were in fact hugely popular there, although they were all suddenly in black and white. He is working with the Delphi Council for lack of anything better to do. Maybe because he thinks that the invasion of the cosmos is just sort of a movie that he's the star of.
Ooh. That's right. That's
Yeah.
exactly how you play Zorba.
And I enjoy the Torch system a lot, but really, the people I get to play with are what I love about it. I mean,
The other members of the Faites Five were the favorite thing along the way.
I won't point fingers at Brother Block, but I think I'm in love.
Jenny, introduce yourself, tell us about Kit, and tell us about what you love about Torg.
All right. So, hi everyone. My name is Kit. My character's name is Kit, short for Kit of Carnum. I have been a mummy. I was buried 3,500 years ago after spending my life as the right-hand woman to the pharaoh at the time. And I was resurrected on accident. They were trying to raise the pharaoh and got me instead when the Nile Empire invaded. And now I'm just living my best, thoroughly modern mummy life and loving it. And what I love about Torg is, I mean, going forth means people have already hit on a lot of things, but I like that anything can happen. But I also like that if you're stuck, it's a gameplay system where if you are blank, you or run out of ideas, you have options in front of you that kind of help guide you too.
Yeah.
So it's good for all levels of role playing.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Mr. Furious, good to see you. And finally, rounding us out is a horseman returned. Becca, welcome back. You played Lapis, who was both a hero and a villain, and possibly a hero again, and maybe another hero after your memory got wiped. In our last campaign, you are back. Tell us about Morgan, who the group just saved 2 weeks ago, and barely got out of that with her alive. So,
Saved is generous.
saved it. Jim.
We were definitely in the
Facilitated-
same area
That's right.
as her at a time when she got free.
We were nearby and then took her with us.
You facilitated a series of events, one of which the outcomes of one of which was Morgan was free.
I don't even know if facilitated, just
To
participated.
be fair, Morgan does view the fact that you guys were there and she got freed to be a causation. You did cause her to be freed. So she sees you as rescuers, albeit unconventional ones. Yeah. Morgan is an elf druid from the Isle. She came through with the other elves and dwarves and dragons and fantastical beings and worked with those of the Delphi Council in order to protect the Earth from all of these other cosms that seem intent on destroying it. She was once with a group of other people and has been separated from her old team and has joined up with this new team that is different and special. And it seems like the really old, desiccated Julie Andrews-esque person is the leader. So maybe somebody knows what's going on.
And we're going to start there with you in a second, but let me explain where you guys are at. You guys are in Istanbul, which has been taken over by two of the cosms through a series of events that we'll possibly get into at some point. Both Tharkold, which is the techno-demon Mad Max meets Hellraiser cosm, invaded Istanbul at the same time as the Nile Empire, which is a 1930s pulp superhero cosm. So think Indiana Jones, The Shadow, and you guys are back on the Nile Empire side. And so Nile Empire, you can expect superheroes, low level like street pulp superheroes, weird science, strange magics that kind of fit in with sort of the ancient Near East Levant's traditions. And that's what we're going to pick up back at. It's not a safe house. It's not a safe house. If you've been following an economy for any length of time, it is not a safe house. But it is Zorba's third favorite residence in Istanbul. So, as you guys are sitting around several days later, healed up, Morgan, you have finally had time to decompress, get some good meals, sleep for 36 hours, and have a hot shower. And we're going to start off with Morgan kind of explaining to you guys how she got into the mess that she was in, and possibly what is going to be going on.
So I suppose Kit finds Morgan looking for leafy greens to eat. I don't suppose Zorba has a lot of vegetarian options.
Zorba does have hamsters, so I don't know.
Great. I get the hamster food. All right.
You can requisition one.
Okay.
I'm just wondering how
And-
deep of a Richard Gere reference.
I was gonna-
to be.
We'll head down that cardboard tube together.
Oh my god.
So yeah, guess everybody is here. First of all, thank you for your rescue. Even it was unconventional. So who am I? Where am I from? I'm from the Isle, or the Isle Cosm, I should say, and I was with my team up north, where the Isle Cosm and the Tharcold Cosm kind of join. And we were investigating a railway. In fact, the railway that has brought me down here. It's not quite a steely, but it has similar properties. Beginning to kind of
has similar properties, like the tracks or the train.
well, like when the train runs on the tracks, it changes the environment around it, like the Steelies have for the Cosms.
That's badass.
Yeah, it's a bit more mobile. I don't know if it's badass. No ass. It's just bad.
No caboose on the train.
There is a caboose. I see where you guys are getting confused.
So we should plan a rear attack.
Oh. I mean, sure.
Jamie still watches us.
True. Yes. But it is now verified that the North is connected to Istanbul, because I was brought south on the rail cars, and there weren't any stops or any times that we got off and had to travel other ways. So I'm not sure if they're building this railway system all across the Cosm, or how far they want to expand it. So I'm interested in putting a stop to that. Also, a few other things. I would love to know where the rest of my team is, and I would love to know the identity of the Tharcold ruler in Istanbul. So, anybody got an idea?
Okay, so where did you last see your crew? Like, did you leave them somewhere?
Oh,
Sometimes when I lose like socks, that helps if I start there.
right. Well, so in that situation, you leave your socks. My socks were taken from me. My team was taken from me. I didn't leave them. They were removed. I last saw them up north. I'm assuming JM, close to like Norway, Sweden, Finland area.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, in the Scandinavian wilds.
Okay.
Was they in a sauna?
No, I did not leave them in a sauna.
Okay,
At this point, there is a rather resounding knock on the door. The kind of knock where you definitely feel like the person on the other side is ready to punish someone, and the door was the only thing in its way.
okay.
Do you think they're here for you?
I take the earplugs that I've been wearing out of my ears and say, "What?"
It doesn't matter.
Welcome, God Doom.
Kowalski
Uh,
during this time has been extracting the glands from these leeches,
Yeah.
and stuffing them in vodka bottles.
Yeah.
So he as someone knocks, he tries to hide everything.
Okay, who is the sneakiest? Could someone like sneak up to the door and look through the peephole?
Kowalski will take at least 3 months for this to properly cure.
Excellent.
right.
I would try that, but literally every time I try to
Sure.
do stealth, I've like coughed up mobs everywhere and like rattled and.
I can try to sneak up to the door. Are you guys not expecting anyone?
Maybe it's Delilah.
We did leave her.
We did leave her there.
Yeah.
didn't
And she's
we?
invisible, so we don't know if we left
We
you
should
there.
be with us. But no, as far as we know, we're not expecting anyone.
I will sneak up to the door and look through the peephole.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'm not going to force you to make a sneak roll, as you know, doors are sort of designed for this kind of thing.
Right?
And as you get there, and you sort of, you can see there are 2 rather large men in fairly tailored suits. But you can give me a find roll, Morgan, to see if you notice anything.
You know, we probably should have had someone who'd seen the people at the bar look.
That's a 10.
What?
You notice that both
Oh,
of
that's
these
great.
guys, there's something off about their proportions. Their shoulders are very, very wide. I mean, they look human, right? They have human features, chiseled jaws. They look maybe not identical twins, but definitely like fraternal twins. They're wearing large fedoras. They're wearing very high collars, despite the heat outside. Their shoulders are a little too broad, and as you look, like you're used to like from the height you're at, you would be expecting to see elbows. You don't see elbows. It's almost as if their arms hang a little lower.
I turn back to Zorba and I say, "These guys look like
Whoa,
somebody."
whoa, whoa! And the door rattles on the frames.
Should I open it? I can open it. I'll open it.
Okay.
Zorba goes upstairs very quickly.
You open the doors,
Don't
Morgan. You
put your
immediately
earplugs
see
back in.
that their trench coat arm, their suit sleeves go much further down and almost bell bottom out, but you can't see hands. And the one on the right says, "Are you Zorba?"
No, I'm not. Did you want Zorba?
"Yeah." The other one says, "We want Zorba."
Why do you want him? Real
We
big eyes.
want to have, and you hear something like crackle under their sleeves, and they kind of ripple. "We want to talk with him. Yeah, the boss says, just talk."
Just talk with him. Oh, well then you should know that the best way to talk with him is if you meet him at the cafe.
No, boss says, and he kind of jerks a bit, and his head comes back and looks right at you. "I'm not familiar with you, my dear,
I'm
but
not
if you don't
familiar.
want these 2 associates of mine to get very, very physical, I recommend that you go scurry up and get the well-dressed man who owes me an exorbitant amount of money."
Monsieur le Tête, Monsieur le Tête, which
Zorba's
means Mr. Head, Mr. Head. I realize that you are talking to your people. It is nice to see you again, Mr. Head. We just came home, and Zorba is taking a very long bath, and he has had a significant amount of laudanum. You
So
do
you were
not
saying
Accurate.
an average Wednesday night at my establishment. I will not see anything.
Except he's a lot wrinklier now.
No. Obviously, I'm not worried about you, and I am really not worried about Zorba. He can handle his laudanum. However, Right now is not a good time to talk to him because he will be on. And you are going to be like, oh, this is important. Oh, you must listen to me. I am the head. Monsieur la tête.
Well,
Monsieur
the
la
other
tête.
one starts moving, like trying to move past Morgan. Morgan, are you going to try and stop this
No,
gentleman? He stands about 6'7", and about half that at the shoulders.
no, I'll take a step back so I end up behind them if they step through.
You notice that the thing, Kit, you can see these guys too. They sort of lean forward a little bit when they walk, almost as if their knuckles would drag along the ground. Yes,
I'd like a clarification question.
sure.
Did you say there were 6'7" and half that at the shoulders?
Yes.
So their neck and head are.
No, half as wide at the shoulders.
Oh, okay. I was thinking their shoulders were at half their height, and that just sounded really weird and
yeah.
not good for them.
That would be Brew. That always appreciates it.
Why?
Put creatures' mouths in places that they should not be.
It's awful. It's terrible. Don't let them do it.
I don't know if we have control of this.
Zorba was actually like flattered enough by the pun that he comes down. And
Oh, hey guys.
please come in.
Is he always wearing a dressing robe?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The two figures kind of get as close as they can to being on either side of you.
Mhm.
And the one on the right looks at you, and its head kind of, it's eerily, it doesn't turn, it sort of swivels at you and looks. Zorba, where is my crystal?
Well, it is currently in the establishment of the last Turk, in an inaccurate name. But our first mission to locate the crystal was merely a reconnaissance mission this time. Was a success. We have located it. Our next mission to extract it, I'm sure, will be just as much of a success.
The one on your right, his left arm just sort of shoots out, and he puts a, 1.5-foot hole in your wall, kind of right next to your right shoulder. And the other one goes, oh, Zorba, I thought we had an understanding. 5 days is 5 days, and you have my most generous 34 hours left to get me the crystal. This isn't going to end with you missing limbs, is it?
It's not, because we need him for the limbs.
I will give you the limbs after I
They
have
have to be
removed.
attached. That's how that works. At least here. At Darkhold, though, we should talk.
Yeah, not much is to us without the body, like the rest of it.
So you're saying you don't have the real crystal, and I'm assuming you don't have the money.
But we do have 34 hours.
That's the one.
If you find yourself running low on hours, come and speak to me. I may have an acting job for you. And the person's face goes slack and kind of, yeah! And they sort of lumber out of the thing, out of the house. The last one going through kind of pauses, rips the door clean off of its hinges, and puts it back.
That wasn't as helpful as you think it was.
As you say that, it falls to the ground.
I would feel worse about that, except, we took Kowalski and Block to his place. So. In that, we're kind of the same.
Yeah, Ferris.
We, Kowalski and I believe we turn to Zorba and say, Zorba, we will fix this right away. And we put up a beaded curtain where the door used to be, and a poster of Raquel Welch over the hole that was punched in the wall.
I like how Brother Block just has apparently an endless supply of Raquel Welch posters.
Kowalski does.
In this day and age, you can order them pretty quickly. I mean, I am no requisition master, but
Yeah.
At this point, there's a much more, as you were watching them arrange beads, sorry, Morgan, arrange beads and posters, there's like a,
Are they knocking on the beads?
they're knocking on the frame of the door. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, I mean, hi.
Hello.
You must be Kitten Carnum. Kitten Carnum?
Charmed, I'm sure.
You distinctly hear Kitten Arnhem, as if they are a first and last name.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is for you. And it's a plain brown paper wrapped package.
Thank you. Where is it from?
And he walks.
Okay. Do we think that this is booby trapped?
Wait, checking.
Do I trust your ways of checking?
Maybe.
To do my own mind look at this.
Give me a fine roll. Greg pointed out, step one, is it ticking? It is the Nile Empire.
Yeah. Okay. 2 plus 1 is that 13.
13. It is not ticking. You find a small card kind of slipped in it.
I would like to read the card.
It says, to Darling K, happy birthday,
Aww.
DC.
What was the name of my old mummy friend?
Bio Morosin.
Great. DC?
Dr. Crunchy?
Dr. Cannondrum.
Oh! That's
Or
it.
Doll Chad?
Oh, that's true. It could be Doll Chad.
Mr. Fury, it's a possibility.
Oh! We're the worst employees.
Okay, that's much better than Doll Chad. So I'd like to open it up.
Inside is a leather portfolio that has been zippered shut. Do you open it?
Yes.
As you open it, when you open it up, a small, two long silver antenna kind of shoot out of it, and you can see a Jacob's ladder kind of moving between it, and a small screen pops up, and it kind of gives a staticky noise. Zero Earth Element. Why would the difficulty check send you? That is wonderful. And it kind of hisses to life, and you see, you hear bum bum bum, Division Homer. And there's a guy in a white suit who has a clipboard. Oh, hello, Storm Knight in the field. I'm Jeffrey, and we're here to give you your briefing on your next Delphi Council mission. It seems...
Should I take notes?
It just keeps going. If you're going to start taking notes, you should probably have done it like 30 seconds
no.
before.
Unwrap some of my wrappings again.
It's come to our attention that Istanbul has become a hotbed of smuggling when it comes to bringing in eternity shards. We believe Dr. Mobius is using them to smuggle them back from all over the world into the Nile Empire to help power his devastating reality bombs. And it's over to like footage of the atomic bomb testing, but it's all grainy and it's all coming out with this really tinny voice. We have tracked it all through millionaire, playboy, and director Simon Forrester. He's on site in Istanbul filming a new motion picture by the name of 1000 Inventions. It's a documentary of some sorts on Dr. Mobius. We assume it to be a puff piece and a propaganda film. But we happen to know that your team is uniquely placed to put an agent or multiple agents inside of a movie shoot. Find a way in, see how they're smuggling the Eternity Shards, and recover what you can, shutting down this supply train for the reality bombs. And it goes back over to the... Or else all hope is lost. This message will self-destruct in 5. You hear, Jeffrey, we've told you to stop saying that to the Storm Knights. And he kind of fumbles and turns off the camera. And it just...
It's really nice when you know that you work for someone who cares.
Well, if it's a movie shoot, there really is only one way to infiltrate it, and that is for Kowalski and Brother Block to present themselves as caterers.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
You know, as a rule, I do not want to be involved with movies because they always call it movie magic. And as you know, I religiously hate magic.
But I do magic all the time, man.
No, I do miracles all the time. You do magic. And
I know,
I do not like it. But,
Okay.
but you know, like,
Trouble in paradise?
you know, hate the magic, love the magician.
Morgan, as all of this is going on, how do you feel about that being a mage from Iowa?
She definitely side eyes Brother Block. He didn't seem to mind my magic when I was blasting things out of the air.
They never do, Morgan. They never
And now he's all, magic's bad, so...
Where I come from, when you do magic, a demon shows up. On this team, we already have a demon. So, you know, come see, come saw.
And like you were the last one who kind of called on evil forces, so
Yeah.
just throwing that out there.
He does still have 2 metal horns extending up.
Yes,
Well,
people
do we
in glass
even know?
houses. And I live in a very small glass condo with a demon. What do you want?
Do we even know why those horns? Like, we don't know. Like, we didn't hear him call out to the... It's just like we were in battle and we saw 2 horns grow out of his
You
head.
guys, this
It's
is
just-
so okay. A lot of times there is a thematic change in a game to make it more interesting. So, like, I used to be do 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 do, and right now I am do 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 do. You know,
I really like the French Mario music.
Yeah, it was a better score. Yeah. Morgan, what have you put together here?
I have put together that Kit still seems to be in charge. Zorba owes people money, and not really sure what else he does. Sorry.
Pretty much it.
He owes people money and he drinks lava.
Right,
And he
like,
requisitions things. He got his blip. Another time he got his brunch boat.
Kowalski just seems super earnest about everything, and it's kind of adorable. I don't know how he's doing, having lost whatever attachments he had to him. And I so sorry. I think Morgan believes Brother Block is full of it because, yeah, he's got horns coming out of his head. So, oh, when you do magic demons show up, look in the mirror, buddy.
So, you guys have several things on the docket. Get the real crystal or find a way to clear Zorba's debts in 34 hours. There's some sort of train, reality-bending train that connects Starcold to Istanbul. Not great. The Delphi Council has actually tasked you with an active mission. And Kit has her hand raised.
Yes. What are the chances, do we think, that the heads in the jars who possesses people's
The
acting...
voice of the headless.
The voice of the headless, thank you. Mr. Headless,
Mr. Headless to you.
that his
Dr.
acting
Nobody.
job for Zorba is also related to the same thing, because I feel like he also would not be opposed to infiltrating things.
Yeah. We should go talk to him.
Voice of the Headless?
Yeah.
And just be like, when we know we have 33 hours left, so I assume we'll be spending like an hour doing this.
At
But
least.
what would this acting job be?
Well, I'll just
Because let's be honest. How long does it take Kowalski and Brother Block to hang a poster and a bead curtain? In all honesty,
6 or 7 weeks.
yeah, well past the day. But you are a
They
man
both got entangled in the beam.
It's like
A lot of it is just unknotting it now.
Brother Block keeps putting like little paper fig
Oh, I do
leaves.
feel
On
Mr.
Raquel
Pickens
Welch.
picked up on something that I did not, and we're giving you a possibility for Mr. No Body.
You know what? I don't deserve it.
No,
Take it
Mr.
back.
Furious, you can have it.
He can have it
All right,
because
so
I didn't intend it.
so the plan is to go speak with the voice of the headless. Then, you
Yes.
also have where are the other storm knights?
Yes.
Oh, there were things we were trying to accomplish.
Yeah. So my other question is,
Not just chaos.
I mean, a real crystal, for example, inside of patches. Is that the sort? Is it a specific real crystal, or
It's one of the largest you've ever seen.
so
Like something like
it's
that.
mostly the size that makes it unique?
Yes.
Okay, and that's what he's looking for.
Mhm.
So
Also, you did get a feeling that the voice specifically hated patches. So it was sort of a twofer.
okay, so if it's unlikely that we know of anyone else in town who could sell us an enormous real crystal.
Yes.
Could we requisition one?
No, those are very
I'm pretty sure the Delphi Council's the good guys, so they don't have a collection of real crystals.
of crystals that store torture energy. Probably.
That they're willing to give to us so we can give to like mysterious people who probably
in
bad.
original Torg, they were probably
To pay off my
records
personal
who had,
gambling
like,
debts.
A collection hidden behind closed wall in their office. But this Delphi Council, sweet clean.
Good guys.
They're the good guys.
Yeah, let's go talk to the voice of the headless. Let's bring Morrigan. You'll like this. We have fun at that place.
I'm so sorry in advance, Morgan.
I feel like my fun and your fun are two different funs.
Becca, what time of day is it? When do you finally recover? Are you is Morgan a morning person or more of an evening person?
She's an evening person. She's a night owl.
All right. So it is several hours past sunset. As you guys head into the bar that the voice of the headless runs. I'd like all of you to roll the d6 and tell me if anyone gets a 1.
Not here.
Nope. I got an infinity. That's the opposite of
Oh,
one.
roll again.
Got a 5.
Is it a
If I
1?
got a 1 on that second roll, that'd be great.
What'd you get, Brother Block?
He's fishing it out still.
You got a
Oh, I
1?
did get a 1. Okay.
All right. So as you guys are headed there, suddenly something lands in front of you. Specifically, you, Kowalski, and you can see that it is Morgan is a man with like a full cowl and domino mask and body armor that has a W, like a green W, kind of emblazoned on it.
Mr. Warden!
Where's Delilah?
She was invisible last time.
Such a good question.
Who?
You left her in Darkhold?
No, I'm pretty sure she was on the helicopter. We just
She
couldn't
left
see her.
us in Tharcold.
It's true. Can you imagine how many of those... That whole fight with the Alpha would have been over a long time ago if she'd been there.
Kit, what happened to Delilah?
Here's the thing: they're all saying the things that I also think are true. She kind of just walked off and might be with us, invisible. We haven't seen her in a while.
She's like our
Like, for
guardian
like 3
angel.
days. I would
Yeah.
like to point out, you especially know that spells don't last.
But she's really quiet, really stealthy. Like there was
Yeah,
one time...
she kind of wandered off when we were in Tharcold and might still be there.
She can go up and down the stairs and not hit the squeaky step.
Kaylee, if you were watching, I'm so sorry.
Hadn't she seen her own ride back? Didn't she say that? She was coming back herself? Not on
Maybe.
fire?
Didn't have that conversation, but I mean... like I said, she was invisible for like a long time. She was probably on the chopper. She's smart. She can kill anything.
I think half of that is true, but I don't think she was on the chopper.
The warden, you can see his eye is twitching, much like mine is. Right here, Kowalski. And Kit, you see that he, and Morgan, you see that knuckles are being formed, and he takes a deep breath. You're the worst. The absolute worst Iron Fist that's ever been. And he goes running off into the night.
I think she still has your special
That might have
phone
been too
though.
harsh. I'm so sorry.
Those two crazy kids could work it out and end up together.
So, are you a vampire?
Have
Kowalski,
you guys
not the time.
lost your companions?
Not companions.
Okay, so when you asked me where I left my companions, this
GM
is
aside,
because
it is companions plural now. You don't know what happened to Doll Chat, and you don't know what happened
Oh
to
man.
Delilah. So
Wait, where was Doll Chad last?
remember he was screaming at you, the tree is on fire?
Dog Chad is okay.
Oh wait, no, Doll Chat is on the end of Brother Block's hammer. Never mind.
Doll Chad. Oh, then why would I have thought he sent me a present?
Don't
So-
chat like his golf club cover.
Yeah.
so when you asked me where I left my companions, that was because you were trying to remember where you left yours?
Yeah, usually if someone jogs their memory, then sometimes it helps other people jog their memory.
It's even worse than that. It's not that we forgot where we left our companion. We forgot we had a companion to forget about.
Again, Kaylee, I'm so sorry.
But she is invisible, so I just sort of assume she's around.
At this point, you have made it to the bar.
Sometimes
Okay.
when the curtains blow, I just sort of assume she's in there.
We'll talk about what wind is.
It actually makes a lot of sense as you guys think back to the last 3 days where just randomly Kowalski would be like, Delilah, while you're up, could you grab me?
She doesn't help at all though. She's really quiet. She just never brings me coffee.
You can hear the music, you can hear the sounds of people gambling, you can hear the sounds of glasses clinking, plates being shuffled on or off of the table. And as you look in, you can see the place is packed. Morgan, this is far more packed than any place that you have been in recent memory. There's probably close to 150 people just on the lower level. You can see it's a 2-level bar. There are 2 nearly identical people in tailored red velvet evening wear. One is wearing a tux, and one is wearing a floor-length gown. Matt, Kaylee, we miss you. Not that we want to get rid of anyone else. We could be the Fat Six, but the chat is on fire with her name puns. So, this is where they have led you to after accusing you of losing companions.
Asking if she lost
We're actually trying to help her.
All right. Well, Morrigan has no reason to suspect anybody of anything anywhere, but I do want to see how do people react when this hodgepodge walks in.
That's a good question. Give me a mind roll, Morgan, and I will describe.
Ooh,
know,
this is great.
Delilah did a lot of the damage the first time.
She did chop up a guy's arm.
Yeah.
Delilah,
11.
more like delinquent.
11. So, Morgan, as you watch in, you see a domino effect of reactions. There is a guy who is midway getting up out of the table and reaching into his coat with his left arm. You can see that his right arm ends about mid, and he looks over and his eyes get wide, and he instead walks towards the back of the place. Half of the servers quickly start gathering up what seem to be very delicate glasses and putting them on the tray. And the servers who are bussing the tables, some of them kind of give a slow clap, give a Judd Nelson kind of victorious It's weird how often John Hughes has come up in this campaign. Fist thrown into the air. You can see the two twins definitely look at each other. The man kind of leans over to the woman, who nods and walks off very quickly. Several of the gambling tables pull an extra chair over, yelling Zorba. Several of the other tables quickly turn their backs and hide their faces from Zorba. That is sort of the ripple effect of this group walking into the bar.
I sit at all of them.
Like
At
one,
Just like trying to get a lot of like positioned where you're like on 3 chairs.
Yeah, exactly. Just like there's a place where like 3 gambling tables sit. I just like
Like right in the middle. So
Yeah.
you just like swivel.
You hold
Mhm.
court.
and deal myself into 3 different games.
Here I will not help you with card counting because I feel like the voice of the headless will definitely 100% know.
That's fair.
that is probably very true. All right. You are in the place. What's the plan?
Let's just head up to the voice of the headless.
Do we go to the kitchen?
Is there any other way?
Yeah, there's like the front stairs, whatever.
There might even be an elevator.
Yeah, there is an elevator. We've established there.
I'm pretty sure there is.
But the best way is just to power
Yeah.
through the kitchen.
We just go through the kitchen.
Is the little old lady who used to cook there back?
No,
She's gone forever.
she's gone forever. She quit in a peak of rage and fury. Directed at you somewhere, that boil is festering in his table. I do not think I have forgotten. That lady's probably about 3 months away from making a deal with Dr. Mobius for the power to destroy the 2 monsters who stole her job.
Super relaxed.
Okay, so we have 3 months.
How much have I lost already tonight?
Give me a profession gambling.
I mean, like we
I
could
will hop out
optimistically
in the
hope for more.
kitchen, believing that whatever pay I earn will go towards Zorba's debts.
I like how you believe that. I appreciate that qualifier.
8.
That is a number. You are down. Kit, when you pull him away from the table, he is down 600
Sort
in
of.
about
Come on.
All right. Up to the heads. I just
and
was paying
Morgan.
I turned my back for 1
saying
minute.
hello to my friends. That's all.
Are you following them? Or are you charting your own course? I am very interested to hear what you are doing here in the Gulvedli or Orak, which is the name of the bar.
Well, I have no idea what I am doing here, except I've been told that I would find this to be interesting.
I'm going to buy you a drink. As a new member of the team, you can come drink on my tab.
You have money? Because I just watched him lose money.
He has no money.
That's his debt.
We don't.
I mean, it wasn't cash.
Ish, your cats are straight.
Yeah, guys, I'm okay with everyone not going up to the voice of the headless because first time we were there, we tried to break his floor. So I want you guys to sit here at the bar, get 1 drink max, don't move.
I'm 7 feet tall. One drink doesn't go very far.
You can get 1 large drink.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Greg, you need a mom perk. Group mom
Yeah, we
perk.
do.
Just tossing that out there. However you want to design that, I'm open to it.
Also, Block, they don't want you in the kitchen. I'm so
Actually, no, they put Block to work.
Do they?
Yeah. When you the 3 of you walk back there,
Okay.
Block has a short order apron around him and is currently flipping things on the grill to short order cook them.
Okay. Then I take it back and I give him a look of like motherly pride.
They hang a towel over one of the swords.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so the 3 of you, Morgan, Zorba, and Kit, ascend the back stairs to the leather door with the big iron studs in it. And the woman, who is one of the twins, is standing there. I'm sorry. He's in a meeting.
Do you know how long this meeting will last? Because this is a kind of a time-sensitive question we have.
Give me a persuasion roll, Kit, or a trick roll, however you wish to do that.
Trick roll will be much better.
Meeting lasts 33 hours. I'm going to consider it avoided.
You can get +1 from Zorba's comment.
11.
You two see the woman in red grab Kit's upper arm and kind of pulls her back a little bit. You tread on very dangerous ground, Kit. Keep your mouth shut and your wits about you. She turns around and she knocks on the door. And you hear the rats being like the kind of... And then the very tinny voice. It is okay. I know they are here. Let them in. The door turns the doorknob. The door opens again to the big library, all of the different weird science and like torn masks, all under very heavy lead glass bell jars. And at the center, the glass floor, so that you can see all of the games going on underneath. Zorba, give me a find roll.
I'd also like to check and make sure that Kowalski is still sitting where I told him to.
Oh yeah, it's hard to miss. But what you do see is that it's up to you what you do with this. The bus crew, they're constantly leaving like any food that has only been like half eaten and any drinks that have only been like half drunk, kind of next to Kowalski. Do you partake?
I do.
All right, I will need a strength roll.
I keep pouring the drinks all into one drink.
You're making one giant suicide. As the door goes down. This will be fun.
Trash can sangria.
And as you look, you can see again the kind of spiral, almost brass screw that on the top of it sits. The entity, Becca, it is a very old. You're guessing by human standards, probably in the mid to late 80s. It's in a glass jar that has this weird sort of. It almost looks like an ear horn from Isle, but it ends in a small sphere that has multiple holes plugged in it. You can kind of see a faint lavender vapor very gently moving around the jar. And standing next to him is another mummy, a mummy that Kit recognized. It is the Lady Omarose. Wow. And the little brass speaker kind of vibrates. Welcome, Zorba, Morrigan, and it's Kit and Carnum, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it? What is your mind, by the way?
11.
Cool.
Although in this instance, she is acting in the capacity as my agent.
It's weird to see a head that cannot move roll its eyes. Because normally, right, it's a full body gesture. Not in this case. It's just like, very well. Lady Omarose, I believe you know, or at least have heard of, Zorba Aladdin. And this is Morrigan of Isle, recently attached to this miscreant, as well as his agent, Kitten Carnum. And it is another mummy. This mummy seems to have a better skincare routine.
The embalming was more expensive.
Rude but accurate.
More of a bog mummy.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Like one of the mummies that comes back and like looks like a person. So,
A pleasure to meet you, Zora Aladdin. I've heard many interesting tales about you.
Is this Omarosa speaking?
Yeah, that's Omarosa speaking.
Okay. Charmed, I'm sure. I'm going to just. Does she have any like loose wrappings?
No, her wrappings are tight.
Oh,
what?
well, that's too bad.
Were you like romantically like put her wrappings like
I'm gonna
do a wrapping behind her
give
ear?
her my like full Zorba
Give me a
blue
persuasion
steel
roll.
smolder.
Yeah. Give me a persuasion roll. All the ampersands, even in the Middle Kingdom, all of the adjuncts and staff who coach even to the afterlife.
And again, for us, it was very involuntary.
Welcome to this flight.
17.
You make a good impression on the Lady Omarosa.
I do that.
It's incarnate, a fellow mummy. It is good to see you. Perhaps we should, if you have time, we could talk about and reminisce about the old days. I find most of these modern people, she looks right at the voice of the headless with just this disdainful look. Rather boring.
I would enjoy that very much.
Morgan, I heard of your exploits on the other side of the Golden Horn. Well done. Well done.
What if I had made that 17 a 20?
Oh, that would have been enough. That would have been.
It's 20.
You would need one more point to get outstanding. You want to spend a possibility on it?
I've already spent possibility.
Oh, okay.
But I'm spending a possibility and a card.
I can give you another one of these.
Okay.
All right, then it's 23.
Zorba, you have made an outstanding impression on the mummy that controls a third of.
What if I bumped it to 26?
Already got an outstanding. It's the best. That's the best you got. Don't worry.
Okay.
You probably should play 3 more possibilities. I just all have all my cards.
The voice of the headless looks at you, Kit, and says, I realize you're acting as his agent, but how often do you have a chance to reminisce with a kindred spirit? Why don't you go downstairs and have a drink with your techno demon?
I would like to look at Zorba.
Okay, as you go to do, you feel a almost like heavy presence on your mind.
Ugh.
Oh,
Like, you don't eat or drink, but a drink sounds delicious.
while this is happening, I would have liked to use my telepathy ability to read or to get a sense of the mind or thoughts behind this head.
The voice of the headless?
Yeah.
Ooh, what's the defense on telepathy?
It's not it's just a skill.
Oh. So telepathy would have, remember, that's a psionic ability.
Mhm.
So you would have to have some
Okay.
sort of psion.
So this says it's one of the skills that you can pick up,
Mm-hmm.
and it just says telepaths. So this is only for that skill?
Yes.
Is for, okay, scions? Okay.
Yes.
Bummer. I was hopeful that I got to pick something up. No worries.
Okay, so if I'm feeling like I should go get a drink,
Mm-hmm.
because, I've been parched, haven't had a drink in 3,500 years.
Then make a mean formaldehyde Manhattan.
That sounds great. I would like to turn to Zorba and quietly remind him, we're not making any decisions. We're getting the information on what this acting job would be.
Yes.
Just asking the genuine questions that he had already mentioned.
Yes.
Are you sure? Do you have this?
Absolutely.
Are you good backup, Morgan? Can you make sure he doesn't do that?
I don't know what things you're talking about, but I can try to make sure he doesn't do something irrational.
Great.
All right.
She's a very good agent. She works hard for the 10%.
We will come back to Omarose and Kit in a second. Kowalski, what'd you get on that strength test?
And we should make that straight.
You should make that strength test.
18. So 5 plus. So 13?
Thank you, Mr. Furious. You feel okay right now, but if you keep going, you know where this is going to end. But every time you think about something, you get that image in the back of your head of the Techno Demon Alpha, like leering over you as you are embedded in the concrete. Do you keep drinking or do you stop?
I think I have to keep drinking. I feel like this is what a hero would do.
Because the thought that comes after is the horns on Brother Block's forehead.
That's right.
Oh man.
Then it probably is good that I'm going downstairs.
But also, barkeep.
Ah, yeah, Kowalski. It's good to see you back here, sir.
What kind of like garnishes and like? Would you be interested in something a little more exotic? Something that might be like a house trick. Because I might have a line on something. Yeah.
Right. You spend the rest of the time trying to sell him on Arcolian
Flying.
Leech bombs.
Screech leech.
Streetly
Extract.
force.
Liqueur.
How's that going?
Existential crisis in a bottle.
Brother Block, you are working away in the kitchen. Is there anything you're going to be doing while you're working, or are you just keeping your nose to the short order grill?
Well, I'm working very hard. It takes my mind off of things to work with my hands and do that. But I think the other cooks would tell you I'm a little more intense tonight. Like it is La Cuisine de l'Enfer, which is French for Hell's Kitchen.
All right. Give me a faith roll, and we'll come back to you in a second. So that as the door closes, the head swivels to you.
You mentioned an acting job.
Ah, yes. So it seems that I will not be getting my real crystal this week. Very well.
I didn't feel that deserved a comment.
Yes, I have. The Lady Omarose is tied into various interests of Dr. Mobius in Istanbul. And as you know, I hate Mobius, every fiber of my synapses. And you can see the porter who just kind of, like, the head swivels back and looks at the porter looks at the head, and the porter spits into a cake. Mobius has put a lot of money into Forrester's new. I would like to see if we couldn't have a set of eyes and ears on the set of this thing, looking for ways to ensure that Mobius's return on this is next to nothing.
I see our reputation precedes us.
Yes, I have gleaned from reports from the city that none of you are as destructive as all of you.
And all of us are just about as destructive as anything.
I would like you to make it a very special case, though, Zorba. I do not want it destroyed until we discover what this is a front for. His propaganda machine turns out films like these every month in Cairo. Why set one in Istanbul? And more importantly, and you hear this like kind of whirring noise, and the head stays looking at you, but that brass screw kind of rotates up till he's looking you right in the eyes. I would like you to ensure that Mobius will come personally to see what is going on with this production. If you do that and bring me the Viral Crystal, you will come out quite ahead. The porter kind of chuckles, and the head swivels, and you just see blood start to leak from the porter's nose as he starts. There's a thump as he hits the wall and starts slowly sliding up. Morgan, you're witnessing all of this. But
Zorba is incredibly offended that he is not being asked to actually just star in the movie.
you don't know that.
Well, he's asking me to ruin the movie, right?
He's asking you to figure out what's going on set and ensure by any means necessary that Mobius shows up to this thing, whether it's a blockbuster success
Yeah,
or
it could
a
just be
total
like
disaster.
delays in production.
Yeah, whether it's Les Mis or the producers, that's up to you.
I'm already, we're doing my work on Lady Omarosa, so it's definitely the producers.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay, so he's not asking us deliberately to mess it up.
He
Okay,
wants to know
because Zorba would be deeply offended.
Oh, of course.
Um.
And somehow he knows that.
Hold
on, Morgan, how are you? You're taking all of this in. A little bit of blood starts to trickle down out of the other nostril and out of the corner of the left eye of the porter.
Okay, but Zorba still seems fine, and he hasn't promised anything yet. And that's what I told Kit I would watch out for. So I'm getting really twitchy. And there might be some crackling as like sparks light up, pop off the ends of her fingers, but she's not making a move yet.
Zorba turns back to the head and says, "All right, I will do it. I promise. You have the word of Zorba."
In the stairwell, Lady Omarose, what are you doing here, Kitten Carnum? This is not a safe place for you. That thing can rip the thoughts out of your head.
It's all part of being a part of our undercover mission. It's a risk I had to take.
Why? What is so important about this bar and that thing? Do you know what Mobius would do if he knew that it was alive?
Oh, what would he do? My intelligence didn't include that. Please tell me.
The thing, known as Batsinlarin Setsi, Voice of the Headless, was once a contender against Mobius, Terra. You know that the Terran Empire is sort of where Mobius comes from. There's the 8 realms that he controls, and this is just 8 realms? Mr. Furious will correct me or validate me there, vindicate me. And this is just the latest conquest. So this is somebody who apparently was a rival of Mobius back in the old world, if you will.
Which means he's not someone that has been drawn into Mobius's reality, but
it's
like
Like old school. Mobius just crushed him, crushed his organization, crushed his kingdom on his rise to power.
Crushed his organs, it seems like.
As far as I understand, it was only its hate that kept him alive, and his strange knowledge of occult sciences. If he's here, from what I understand, nearly every time Mobius has attempted an invasion, that thing has been trying to undermine him and always manages to escape and inevitably return. This is very dangerous, kid. But why are you here? Are you running a play on him?
Just to the side, will you remind me?
Sure.
Because it's been a hot minute since we've talked to Lady Omarosa. Is she cool with Mobius? She hates Mobius too, right?
She hates Mobius. From everything you can tell, like she's working with the Godman, which is not something that Mobius would approve of. When you last spoke with her, she seemed to be hatching a plan to sort of take over and depose Mobius.
Okay, then I would like to tell her that I had no idea just how dangerous or how connected they were. I had just been given this contact originally as another way of undermining Mobius. And it turns out that my foolish teammates who totally think I'm on their side, foolishly, Lady Omarosa, ugh, those idiots, They also have all these debts now, so we had to come back. Totally not on their side. Still playing that game.
Listen, do you believe Zorba would be foolish enough to throw in with the headless?
Oh, I feel like he's foolish enough to do anything.
Oh, that I praise or
I don't know either, if it's high praise or
Well,
not.
It doesn't matter as long as they're talking about you.
I need you. Keep an eye on Zorba. This group of miscreants, fools, comes onto my set. Whatever they find, you need to report it to me. You will be my eyes inside my own organization.
Of course.
No one can know that you work for me.
Oh, no.
Maybe we can use the headless against Mobius. When you get onto set, ask to talk with the producer. I will arrange to have a gift left there for you, which may aid you in your endeavors.
Lady Ode and Marissa also remembered that it was Kit's birthday.
All right. So at the bar, you still drinking? At this point, two of the serving crew have just sat down with you, and when the maitre d' comes over, I assume you turn on the Thargold charm.
Like, so I found out, and I don't know why I didn't know this, but I think maybe it was because maybe everybody there was the same. But you guys know I don't have a soul.
No, boss, you have a soul. You have.
Like, how do you know? Like,
One of them gets a really far away look at his eyes. He grabs you by the horn. He's an older guy.
Yeah.
White hair, close cropped white beard. He leans down. He's like, I'm telling you the same thing I was told when I asked the same question. Only something with a soul would care if it had one. And everybody starts stumping their glasses on the bar. There's patrons who are now they're all focused on.
it's helpful, I think. So maybe I am a real boy.
They a couple of them just kind of look awkwardly at each other.
Like Pinocchio, right? And
Yeah.
and it's like his blue fairy friend who's actually dead. But yeah, have you guys actually read that book?
They just give me your
You've read that book.
give me a strength test. Brother Block in the bar.
Is it? Go ahead.
What are you doing in the kitchen, sir?
Well, I got a faith roll of 18. So what does that give me?
And what was the natural roll?
Oh, the natural roll was a 19.
Okay. So as you're cleaning the grill between orders, the oils and the fat kind of congeal and bubble into strange and terrible runes that you almost feel like if you would stare at them a little longer, you would be able to understand them.
I bet they speak with the voice of Tim Curry.
Is there any way that I could make rune juice?
No, because no one else seems to be bothered by this.
Then I will. I'm going to. Do, I'm going to, out of a slight fear, I'm going to ward enemy myself against the possibility of these evil patties.
All right, give me a
No.
ward enemy roll.
So I rolled a 3, which will come out as a 6 on my faith. My ward enemy of 6.
You definitely think that you got ward enemy up. As you lean close, you're telling these runes that they are your enemy and you are warded against them. And you hear this little whisper, good. And one of the runes pops and splatters you with a bit of hot grease, kind of on like right in the soft part of your eyelid. It burns horribly. Very well, we have an agreement then, Zorba. Glad to see that you. And at this point, the porter gets dropped down and starts.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna. Zorba, didn't your agent tell you to not agree? Promise?
That's all part of the negotiation
Things-
tactics. This is how we do things in the business.
You know, I'm not entirely sure it is.
The
But
porter kind
you-
of stands up and reaches into his jacket, like, and pulls out a handkerchief and wipes the blood from his face, and he hands you, Morgan, a folded piece of notepaper, and the head swivels. That is the address where they are beginning filming. I would recommend that you take your client there. Also,
I'm really trying. Sorry.
I should warn you, but it is a comedy. And the Scrooge starts to sit down to the floor.
Like into the floor?
Mhm.
Like into the glass floor?
No, the glass is in front.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Practical question. How is he gonna get a roll on this, considering that they all know that we blew up the last base? Great.
I'm, whatever. Robert Downey Jr. got roles later,
I don't think it's the same situation.
What do you got?
Zorba does, though. And that's what matters.
Starts to usher you out of the room.
I hand the paper to Zorba and I say, "Okay, you're telling Kit, I guess."
Yes, fine. I take the thing. I think our first order of business is to find out who is currently starring in it and have Brother Block's Hammer pay them a visit.
You guys all kind of
Nope.
meet up at, when you get down there. There is you come down the stairs with Lady Omarose. You see two mummies moving through the kitchen, Brother Block. And really, this the way we should be coming in and out of this place through the servants' quarters. And you can hear singing coming from the bar, and there is a group of people with their arms around Kowalski, and they're just singing. You can't really turn. Kowalski is trying to teach them what seems to be a Tharkaldu drinking song. It sounds like they're all praying to a dark god. It is probably okay.
Okay. Well, apparently I thought I needed a drink, so I'm going to take the opportunity to break up their song in the process and edge it my way to sit next to Kowalski and take his drink and take a swig.
You see that there is only one. There's still only one large drink in front of Kowalski, but there is several crescents of empty glasses around that one drink, and it is a interesting shade of green.
Yeah.
It's sort of opaque. It smells a little bit like anise and gasoline. Yeah.
I don't think I want to take a drink of that.
It's even my
Okay,
my
I
mommy.
have something I would very much like to do. Hearing the singing coming from, I have walked out of the kitchen around to the bar, and I see Kit breaking up the singing, and I quickly go and whisper something in Zorba's ear. And if Zorba agrees with me, he'll walk over to the piano and start playing. I'll ask Morgan to take a seat right up front near the piano. And then I'll loudly say, if my friends would join me, I would like to do a little something for Morgan. And I'd like to perform Consider Yourself One of Us from the musical Oliver.
While this is happening, I'd like to, because since
Kind of
Lady,
like the James Bond of Secret and Stormlight groups.
I'm already playing.
since Lady Omarosa doesn't want people to know we're working together, I'm assuming that we've come in separately,
yeah.
and I give her one of those like a gym look, like a.
She gives you kind of. Just say,
Yeah.
be patient.
As
Soon these fools will burn.
Yeah.
In
so that she thinks that I think that they're ridiculous, which I do think that they're ridiculous, but I love them.
All right.
Consider yourself well in. Consider yourself part of the family. We.
That is terrifying.
We will fade out on this scene. I assume you.
Know all the words? Yes.
I do know you know all the words, but I assume you inform Kit later that night of promises made.
I definitely heard Morrigan said she was going to do
Oh,
that.
that's fair.
Oh. I will drive that bus right over your corpse.
I mean, Lady
I'll
Over
take
the ones that happen
it.
too, so like whatever.
So what's the plan? You failed your second roll, right?
Failed my second
Yeah,
roll.
you are currently stymied and vulnerable until I tell you you're not.
Okay.
I order a giant tankard of coffee.
So, did you see the other mummy? Or is it the two of you now?
No, there was another one. Yeah. You
All four of the mummies.
There was a lot of mummies.
you weren't seeing double at that moment.
So, all you mummies like know each other?
Really? Do you all want me to know each other?
Are called you?
I mean, yes.
I mean, it has turned out
Not
most of
now.
them
You
might
know,
have
I'm
known
gonna
each
step on you. But like, I mean, there can't be that many like resurrected mummies.
Well, I kind of shipped right out of the Nile Empire the day that I was resurrected, so I don't know who else.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good to know. There's a lot of mummies.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're my mummy, is that like your grandmummy?
No relation.
Oh,
All right. As you were playing, as you were singing, as you two are talking in circles, Morrigan, what are you doing?
Besides wishing desperately I wasn't sitting here.
Yes.
I would. So this place is all sorts of just weird.
Zorba considers this his safe house.
We've had so many fights here.
It's okay. None of JM's safe houses are actually safe.
Trademark.
Yeah. Is there? Can I watch where that other mummy goes? Like, does she leave?
Sure.
This
Give
place?
me a fine roll.
Or does she like go back upstairs? Ooh, 10.
Mhm.
Plus 8, 18. Okay. 13.
So she leaves out a side door. Do you want your 2 points away from a good success? Would you like to make it a good success?
Yes, I can play action,
Okay.
which will give me plus 3.
You definitely see strange lights out on the street, as if something from above is sweeping the area with a light.
I would like to sneak over to the window while Brother Block and Zorba are getting into the meat of the song, and Kit and Kowalski are discussing life, and I want to see what is happening.
Okay. I would like you to know that this is your fault.
How is this my fault?
You can see there are several ropes that just seem to be hanging in the street.
Uh-huh.
And there are people who have rappelled down the ropes, and there is a man standing on the street with these guards around him. And he is dressed head to toe in black, just like a black bodysuit with a bronze skull mask with a question mark carved into its head. And as he sees you, one of the guards pulls up an RPG and fires a grenade into the window that you are standing in. And that's where we will pick up
I'm gonna
next week.
throw it back.
So, Welcome to the start of the Diamond Armament. This is going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. Thank you to Brother Block and to Kowalski for sitting at the bar and doing your short order cook. I appreciate you guys are always willing to let the spotlight drift and then grab it when it returns. And in case you did not know, I'm going to embarrass two of my players. It is a birthday week here at the Iconic Production. Last Thursday was our very own Brother Block's birthday. Happy birthday, Brother Block. Have a possibility for next week. And today is Jenny's birthday. Have a happy birthday possibility. Happy birthday to both of you. Thank you for playing in the game. Thank you to all of you guys for playing in the game. We will be back next week with more Torg Attorney. We're going to be starting with a bang. Kind of right here for Morgan. So tune in on all the other great shows that we have on the Iconic Production channel. We'll be discussing Grimdark Fantasy on Thursday behind the screens, and on Sunday, Beck and I will be interviewing Rob of about 13th Age 2nd Edition. Looking forward to it. And then we'll be back on Monday with episode 11 out of 12 of our Deadlands Horror at Headstone Hill game and part 2 of the Diamond Armament. Thank you to everyone who is always in the chat. Mr. Furious, Zero Earth Element, all the ampersands, Restar, and Greg himself. I didn't even see the Dread Cathanis? Like, that's a good Cthulhuan word, but you can't actually pronounce it when you look at it. So, until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay gaming. We will be back with more Torg Eternity and the Faites Five next week on Tuesday. Have a good one.